Hello Total War Gamers, my name is Deacon and welcome back as we continue where we left things off in our Rohan campaign. This is 3rd Age Total War Divide and Conquer, and we are right to jump into a battle against roughly equal numbers, but of course our army is vastly superior. The enemy general is a unit of Dunlanding horsemen and the rest of the units is basically crap. They have just one unit of archers, not that we are heavy on archers, we have only one. So we're just gonna move in and charge the hell out of them. Here we go. Attack! Now there is an invasion going on at Minas Tirith. And since we can't predict what the outcome will be, but we are bound by our house rules to keep our enemies alive, it may result in us moving our main army down south to Gondor and retake Minas Tirith if that is what happens. It's a little bit dark in here. Okay, let's just go. Now first let's line up our infantry. There you go. And let's put in the archers behind, and now we have great numbers of cavalry. I'm gonna try and squeeze in as much of our horse archers as soon as we can, and then I'm going to put some units on one flank and some on the other. And we're gonna charge our cavalry forward right from the get-go. Let's get them a little bit closer, and then the remaining cav is going to the left flank. There's not too much cavalry that remains now, is there? But I like to be on the right flank with the majority because the enemy general is generally positioned on their left, which means that the charge from our right, their left, has the most chance of actually killing off the general unit from the start. And even if it's only a captain, like in this case is the case with the Dunlanding horsemen, him dying will still apply the full morale penalty to the whole of the army. So there you go, start thinning them out. I can deal with the archers, the Uruk-hai archers. They may target our missile cav, but I'm not too worried about that. If those had been crossbows, then I'd be a lot more worried. However, the Dunlanding horse in melee is quite resilient, so charging them isn't always a good idea. Let's put it that way. Now the Reavers, however, he's going for to charge ahead with his cav. And now is a good time, or as good as any basically, to move in and charge the archers. Now those skirmishers are moving away. The rest of these, I'm all gonna pull them out. I think our gold chevron cav there is suffering a bit. Riders. Ouchie, ouchie, Reaver's already broken. Now, that is always a good thing. Or at least in my book it is. Raiders. The Dunlanding horsemen are now moving away. I'm gonna keep up the pressure against those Reavers because I want this entire army off the map right from the get-go. So move into those guys. We have the majority of the army moving towards us. Now where is his general? Enemy cav, where did you go? And where did you come from? So our cavalry, or I mean our infantry, is having an easy time, basically. That's that I can say. And we haven't even killed their... oh, here are the horsemen. What else do we have near? Those guys. Scouts, where are you going? I'm gonna have to push in a little bit more of our cavalry to fight these bloody landing horsemen. So how are we doing here? These have spent their archers, their not their archers, their arrows all spent. So whoever isn't doing anything can now start doing something. How about that?
Only half the enemy force remains.
Let's charge in the rest of our infantry units and squeeze these in from the back. Now, these are scouts. Yada yada yada. Who else is not doing anything? Those guys aren't. Scouts, more scouts. Scouchies. Charge. Maybe we can use our charge ability for once. We've captured the enemy's general. Now some have escaped, and I don't like that. But unfortunately there isn't too much we can do about it, at least not anymore.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs.
Let them run. You guys, come up, come on. Join us here. Ready to ride out. Okay, we've spent a good number of our cavalry. On the other hand, they have spent most of what remained from of their core armies. So we have time to retrain. And also, it's not a given that Gondor loses its capital. Can go anyway. Are we chasing everyone? Oh yes, we've already chased everyone. We've lost 156. Who sustained the majority of the casualties? These Rohan riders, and they've got quite the number of prisoners. Also, they are in the lead in terms of kills, and they've also healed up 15 of them. I like that. And quite a few of our units have gained experience as well. So in terms of ranking up our units, it's going alright. Now on the next turn, the dread stack of Isengard should spawn. So we can retrain 2, maybe 3 units of these, and then again we will have to fight for our very survival. And I've seen noise. Glory, honor, victory, you know, all that jazz. I've seen it happen that once you trigger a dread stack,
yes, my lord,
and you defeat it, but then you don't, if you don't beat back the enemy in like the next couple of turns, from the campaign map I mean, they may spawn another dread stack. Now, which recruitment orders would benefit us the most? I like to have numbers, so that gives us numbers.
Your orders, my lord.
Here's another army. And we have Gambling over here who's defending this area. So these guys, they're all out of movement points. Okay, okay. There's just nothing else we can do. Nothing else we can do. We still have some money. Monies. Economy-wise, we are in the positive, but it's always interesting to see if we can buff it up a little bit more. Anything we can build that gives us economy. No, 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 no. Alright, then... Oh yes! Gineard! Only 2 turns. I can live with that. Quite the level of Northman culture. We have spies enough. We have 3. There's one at Gondor, Minas Tirith. And for the rest, there's not so much going on. By the time that someone is invading Karas Galatrim, they may make trouble for us there. So what we'll do is train another spy and put him over here. See where they go. These guys are coming to Minas Tirith, but they're not posing a real threat to Gondor unless they gain more of those crappy standard troops that fill your ranks when you're doing a crusade, or in this case a jihad, or in this case an invasion. So that's the spy. The next turn, if we have extra money, we're going to build a series of those leather tanners. I could check the files and see what actually triggers the guilds for Rohan. I haven't looked, and so I don't know. But if you know, if you happen to know, please comment in the comment section down below and tell me what to build and train to get my my upgrades going. So this moves us towards the end turn, unless there is any mission. No missions, unless we've forsaken any of our agents. It's not spies, but the diplomats.
Yes.
They've all had their movement orders, so here we go.
Tomorrow's journey planned out.
Who said that? Okay, so Minas Tirith is finally being sieged. Now they want us to take Karas. Okay, screw it, let's do it. I'm not about mercenaries, nor am I about rushing it. I don't know, is this rushing it? But I am about doing the missions, so they're gonna try and take it, then leave it. Catan, like the little game we have in the Netherlands called Colonists of Catan. I don't get it. Where is the dread stack spawn? I have full visibility and I just can't see it. Now he will take his bloody time to get over to Durwath, but we're gonna send over an army to help defend it with some basic units like these. Then I want to see if there's anything else I can train or retrain. Because right now I want to beat back the dread stack. So these 60 and these 55 and these 61 are going to be our premier retraining targets, so to say. And mostly I need cavalry in numbers to do proper charges. I've just added in a unit low in numbers, this one. So I'm gonna swap out these Rohan riders and put them in. Does that make sense to you? One extra soldier.
Your orders.
We have space for 2 more, and I want an army at Gineard. So
Yes, my lord.
who shall we send? We need some more infantry here.
Your orders.
So let's put in these 2 guys.
Yes.
And
Yes, my lord.
I don't need all this many commanders down south. So I'm just gonna send these to... Hey, let's move them into Durbat. And then on the next turn move them even further away. Haha. Har har. Horse archers. Feel free to join in there, and these 21 can go here. Which means if we can retrain those, then we have even more soldiers on the field. Now, as to buildings, I said I want some more leather workers, that kind of thing. The Volberg just built one. Now maybe Altberg will become a retraining location, I don't know. What happens here? This should be easy to beat for them.
My lord.
So we'll wait and see.
Approaching quietly.
They may be suffering. I need to beat the dread stack and then move over there if needed. Okay, well, back to our diplomacy. Where did the guy go that I sent on a mission here?
Yes.
Penda,
You
Valesman,
have a proposition for us?
Alliance, map information.
I must say we are not convinced.
Well, neither am I. I'm not in the mood to hand you any money for anything, so...
Yes. Stopping here.
Also not convinced. Oh yes, our spy
My lord.
is gonna sit there.
I shall continue tomorrow.
Whatever. No, you're coming this way. I think he can't cross here because Mordor is sitting, or Dorguldur is sitting on the crossing, but it's the fastest way. Training we've just done, and where did I send the other diplomat to? And how can I even forget what I'm doing with my missions? Wuskfrea wants to exchange map information with Bree,
Dignitary. I shall
and
continue tomorrow.
we are done for this turn again. Haha.
The enemy lays siege to our people.
I don't understand what is keeping them. Dunland expands, so our next sizable enemy is on his way, and we are facing multiple armies.
Dress you in battle.
Ouchie, 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 ouchie.
Approaching.
Come and get me, you coward.
That might not be the easiest target. This is faction air and all
Yes, my lord.
melee. We don't have any strong melee units, but we do have 1, 2, 3 archers. So we're gonna we're going to attack them, fight the siege battle. We must. Now for Gineard, let's take along. I was thinking all of them.
Your orders, my lord.
Let's take along all
Yes,
these
my
guys and move in here.
We shall continue tomorrow.
Continue
This
tomorrow.
tower will be
Erkenbrand
vigil over the-
sit here for now. Retrain. This is probably armor upgrades. Now Eomer, he's gonna fight these guys.
Command. We have triumphed,
Zugnash.
my lord.
Two generals is one too many. Hama can defend the Volberg, and what's your name? Iffy. Oh yeah, you married to one of our daughters. Oh, we have an alliance with the dwarves. So we're waiting actually for the script to kick in and to give us dwarven warriors. I could do with another governor in Rockburg. Ouchie, look at that.
Is that what you want?
Angmar. Now let's hope they don't attack Onodrid. In fact, ouchie,
Your will, my lord.
this might hurt. So what I'll do, because if he sieges me, ailment is lost, and I'm not gonna risk it. So sending him here to build a watchtower.
This tower will
Let's
be
reduce
vigil over the
taxes and build 1 militia. If they siege us, well, they will probably lose the settlement, because we are far away from
Approaching quietly.
Onodrid with any of our larger armies. We have. I could consider this a large army.
Yes, my
It's not even a half stack. This, however, is a full stack. So let's engage them and
We
kill
shall
them.
engage.
1 bodyguard, the rest crap.
We attack.
And the dread stack, does it only trigger its spawn when Isengard is down to 1 territory? I thought if they go below 3 that you trigger it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Units, await my orders.
Units await your orders. And cavalry on the right. Horse archers in the center. Regular archers behind the infantry line. Aylmer at the front. And start the battle. Oh, they're in pretty close. The horse archers can start engaging. And I think my main infantry line can also start running. And so can our archers. Having the infantry in the fights is helpful, because the IA knows when it's being surrounded, and when there's local numerical superiority on our side, it gives them extra debuffs on their morale. And normally my infantry is such utter crap that I wouldn't really want to rely on them, but there's always the possibility of retraining the units. These look nice. Riders of Rohan.
Now for wrath! Now for ruin!
We're gonna charge them
Much in our favour.
from all sides.
Victory will be ours.
Majority of them already broken. Bodyguards being tough guys.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Let's use our horse archers to do some mop up. It really wasn't a contest. The Uruk-hai still engaged. And these guys are just gonna die. That's basically it. Just only a matter of time.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
They might even lose their morale.
Behold how our cowardly
And they
foe
just
dies.
did.
It's time
So
to
it's mop-up time.
be awed
There
by
you
the
go.
victory we have won here today.
49 lost and they disappeared. And then to return to the Volberg and retrain more of our numbers. And I think we've come to the part where there are no more general stacks
There is no glory.
in any of our armies.
Honorable, glorious
Because
victory.
this is actually how I prefer to play. To not have more than one general per
Yes.
army, unless of course like with Hama and Erkenbrand they offer different kinds of units, so that's alright. And sometimes at the start of the game there's just no way around it to have more than one. Also I really love to have a governor in each and every city and town, but also that is not always possible. Like in our case right now in Rockburg we don't have a general there, and nor do we have one in Dunharrow, which are very tiny settlements that take an age to grow, so it's not very much use really. Cheap leather tanners and that kind of stuff, where to build them. I'm gonna take a gamble here and suppose that Angmar is just gonna walk by towards its objective. However, if they feel that they can't do anything because it's already being sieged, they may look for an alternative target. Seems like Isengard's been defeated. Rune, oh no, the Khand has sent in a full stack, so it's probably gonna go their way. Betting on Khand defeating Gondor in this instance.
With honor.
Oh, which is a shame really. I think it's safe to continue building here, because we have the army to beat back any surprises from Isengard.
King camp here.
Even scripted
This
ones
tower
like
will be
the
built.
Dread Stack.
Your orders, my lord.
Oh yeah. And now we need to take Karas to fulfill our mission, and I hope
Yes.
that we can simply
As you command.
thin them out with our archers. Oh, they have garrison troops as well. No use trying to kill them. So these replenish, My primary goal would be the outlaws, because they have no shields, so they should fall easily. Next, the spearmen. If it's going to be too much trouble, then
We march into battle.
no, we're gonna take it anyway. I think we have that reinforcement army on our backs in the next turn, so we need a different strategy. On your orders. Now I want a clear line of sight towards the center. This side we are gonna have to shoot over this high building. This could give a nice angle. And again, it's always it's also a long way out. I will position one archer unit here and one over here. They may move out towards us just a little bit, and I'm gonna have one over here. I'm gonna put Gamling at the back and cross into their rears. Let's not use flaming arrows, please. Then these scouts, I doubt they will be of much use, but the infantry is actually interesting because they have shield wall, and that really gives them this extra gentle push to compress the enemy into a position. 1, 2, 3 of them. So let's also position one infantry unit here. It's gonna take a little while longer, but we'll get there eventually. So, time to move up. Yeah, there you go. I think stamina, so reduced fatigue, affects the melee of units, but not so much their accuracy, as far as I know, as far as I recall. Well, that I think is interesting. The bandits. Where are they? Here. Outlaws. You are firing, but range I do think affects the accuracy. So let's decrease our distance to target a little bit. I'm not happy with this location. They're taking arcing shots. Foresters aren't. We've drawn out some of their units, so let's just sit here. I'm gonna manually target what it is that I want to target. Because if they are on fire at will, they're just gonna waste arrows. We can put these guys in melee, or in skirmish actually, because they can skirmish down those outlaws. And outlaws are also easy pickings for Gamling. They're very nice to write down. You are in position. At least I did think you were. Do they have any archery units? No, no they don't. Do they? The Foresters of Haleth. They are a mission through. Okay, that's not funny. All right. I'm gonna push in one of these units to try and engage those Foresters in melee, and I'm gonna actually try to conquer this settlement.
we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Now hopefully our militia troops can do a reasonable job against the arrow fire, the arrow barrage that is being put on them. Fort Spearman now in white formation. The spearmen have shields. That's not to our advantage.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
And they're screening off the enemy missile troops. They are wavering. How nice. You please don't. Do not. Let's see if Gamling can push through. And so should those militiamen. Let's put these those guys over there. And these guys need to engage the foresters. Now, what else do we have here? More militia. Move, move! They sound like a unit of SWAT men. Have an arrow ready. Fort Spearman, please be seated. Okay, I'm not gonna let Gumling get charged there. I see you are no longer firing. Let's just put them on fire at will. Gumling is moving out. What do we have? Can you send the scouts this way? Riders of the Riddermark. Those Wildman defenders, I think, are tough guys. So I'm not too keen on engaging them, to be honest. Outlaws, can you maybe charge them down? While you're still broken. Those foresters, we are now, they're no longer firing on us. Helmingas are probably the most capable melee fighters that we have in the army right now. If we can keep these Wildman defenders engaged in the meantime, that is going to make things more easy for us, because they are the most capable melee troops the enemy has right now. So I'm going to charge them from behind and hopefully stop them if at any time they decide that they want to retreat to the center. What are they doing? Wavering and so on. See, they're dwindling very slowly. And those horses are dying too easily, too fast. Well, we are obviously going to win this. The only question is, how long is it going to take us? And the next question, how many troops will we lose whilst doing it? Of course, the scouts, they aren't able to get off any charges inside the settlement. Let's push in a little more. Meanwhile, in the center there's hardly any able-bodied troops left. So let's send in one of our more capable infantry units to join the brawl over there, and put our cavalry in the center. Gamling is still in the melee fight here. Maybe if we can torch them with fire arrows, they could lose their morale and break. In that case, the fight is done. And this is probably hurting our own troops just as much as it does theirs. Okay, well, it's not working. It appears to be not working. Okay. Cavalry, archers, sit here in the center and let the timer run out.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
They won't. They
Be
no.
awed by the victory we have won here today.
Quite the costly victory, but quite the number of troops have been healed as well. It is as it is. We've fulfilled our mission, and I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably leave one unit low on numbers in here, and then move out Gamling. If they siege us, and we have any faint chance of breaking the siege, then we will try. But right. Well, that concludes our episode. As you can tell, I'm just about to upload a YouTube video in my Dol Amroth campaign. Unfortunately, I'll have to refight that battle because we had a crash here. So welcome back to the next episode, and we'll fight the siege battle again. Can't recall how many we just lost. I don't think there's an autosave mechanic. So we've lost that game. Please do feel free to like, share and subscribe. And also feel free to comment down below. I love to interact with you guys. Jump into my Discord, have a little chat there. And well, if you have any suggestions or improvements on my gameplay, any questions or things that you struggle with, I'm always happy to converse. So see you guys next time.